Are you looking for a quick and easy makeup routine that will keep you polished and looking good all day long? Well, then you've come to the right place. A few months back, I showed my little makeup kit. This is all of my makeup, everything that I wear in here. I don't have drawers full of makeup sitting around. And I just wanted to show you what's in here, my whole routine, and how to just simplify your life. I mean, over 50, there's just something about I only do want to do the things I want to do. I don't want to spend an hour doing makeup, 5 minutes. That's all I want to give it. And then I don't want to have to think about it again during the day. Like I will carry a lipstick with me and maybe a chapstick. But other than that, this only leaves my house if I'm going on a vacation or a trip somewhere. The rest of the time, it's in the drawer. So the first thing I do is I empty out all of my makeup onto the counter. Now I have my empty container, and instead of it being all over the counter and I have to clean it all up, what I do is I set this aside. Every time I finish with one of my products, they all go back in here. And then by the time I'm done with my makeup, full bag goes in the drawer, nice clean counter. So I will set this up right here. I also want to show you two other tools that I cannot live without, whether I'm traveling or just at home. So at being over 40, over 50, I've got to wear glasses or I can't see much of anything. To put my makeup on, these have to go off. So I have I think this is a 10 or 20 times mirror, and it's got little suctions on it. So I can just suction it right to my mirror. In fact, there's little marks over there from where it goes. And it's at just the right height. So when I lean in, I can see what I need to see. And I also have this one that's a travel mirror, and it's got a normal and a 10 times or 20 times. I can't remember anymore what the magnification is, but the magnification on these is everything. So got, like I said, the travel and the suction one at home, and they are really invaluable to me. And I like to start with a primer because the primer just kind of evens everything out. And I just picked up a new one, which I am absolutely in love with. And guess what? They are the sponsor for today's video, and it's called Mama Soul. It's a really lovely product. It's a 3-in-1. It's actually a sunscreen, a primer, and a moisturizer all in one. It smells like heaven. It's got a little lavender in it, and so it smells like a spa. I feel like I'm treating myself every time I put it on. So that's what I start with as my primer. This is a fairly new product. They've won a ton of awards. In fact, I'm going to put a link in the description. If you're interested in this, they're going to give you 10% off. You can look at the code here. It's Nancy10. And like I said, I'll put the link in the description as well as links to all of my makeup in case you want to pick it up for yourself. Okay, so I like to start by clipping my hair out of my way so I don't get makeup all over my hair that's just been cut. And now you see, if you are over 50, are you dealing with this? I have a little bit of redness. My hair is natural. I don't dye it or anything. And everything is going gray. My eyebrows have gone gray. One time we used to joke in my family because for a while, I was totally addicted to using Snapchat with my daughter. And when I try some of the filters, Snapchat would not recognize my face because there's nothing jumping out. It does not see, my eyes are light, my hair is light, my skin's kind of red and freckly. So the biggest thing for me is just making a few features pop at this point. I bring up my eyebrows, I put on some mascara and some lipstick and just make these features pop a little. So let's start with my primer that I just mentioned. And I use so little product. Look, one squirt, and I know that I'm going to have some left over. So this, like I said, smells like heaven. I just evenly apply it. And if you're wondering, the SPF on this is 30. So for your face, I think that's an excellent SPF. And not just when you're going outside. It's great for when you're going in and out all day, going about your life, being in your car. You still need a little sun protection. And it just goes on nice. What I love is I forgot to mention, it goes on white, as you can see here, but when you rub it in, it becomes clear. So you know it's been rubbed in once it turns clear. Look at, and it's not leaving weird stains or anything. This is a mineral-based product, so it's really safe and gentle. It's cruelty-free, vegan, non-GMO. And like I said, it smells delightful. So great 3-in-1 product from Mama Soul. So it's a great way to start my day with just I usually put moisturizer on in the morning, but this is just a little extra moisturizer, sunscreen, and a nice primer to just kind of smooth everything out. And the next thing I do is, I don't even use this all the time, but just most of the time, if I'm doing videos, I will use a hint of this. It Cosmetics. This is color number 2, but this is from This is It Cosmetics, and it's their Your Skin But Better foundation and skincare. And again, one of the tiniest little pumps is all I use. Do you see how little that is in there? And then I just use my brush, and sometimes I like to apply it with my fingers and then rub it in. Find that I get the coverage a little better than when I try to brush it all on at the same time. And I just apply that everywhere as well. Rub that in. Now that you're of a certain age, do you feel like you've scaled back on your makeup? I mean, I used to play for hours with makeup. I loved it. I still love to do makeup. I just don't want to spend all that time doing it every day. I want to get on with my day and what else I have planned. I don't want to spend my whole day prepping for my day. Do you know what I mean? Okay, then let's see. Those are done. They can both go in the bag. And now I'm on to my blush. Kind of giving me a nice even skin tone. I like that I can still see my freckles. They're not covered, but everything's a little bit more evened out. Okay, then this is from Thrive Cosmetics, and the color is called Maggie, same name as my dog. No wonder I like it. I didn't even realize that was the color name. All right, so I used to, when I was younger, I would apply my blush here. But now that I'm older and things have sagged a little bit, like on the apples of my cheeks was always the place I was told to apply it. But now, I can't remember who else has told me to do this. Now I apply it here on my cheekbone, kind of higher and up, and it lifts everything up instead of putting it here, which visually drags you down. And I just put a little bit up here, so it looks a little high, a little cartoony, but once you blend that in, it will. Oh, and this Thrive comes with one end is the stick to apply, and the other end is this little brush. So I haven't used it just because I like my big brush, but if you're traveling and you're in a pinch, it's really nice to have that little tool. And I just kind of blend that in a little bit and blend it out. So it lifts everything up. It pulls the eye up, draws the attention to my eyes where I need it, and it's not here at the center of my face showing any lines. The next thing I do is I put on a tiny bit of concealer. Sometimes, I don't know, tell me what you think. I'd like to know. Because when I was younger, concealer would go on before the foundation, and now it seems like concealer goes on after the foundation. I usually put it on before, but sometimes I'll put it on after. And I have found it's not a huge difference one way or the other. But what do you do? I'd love to know your routine. And I just put a dab there, and I kind of work it out. I don't leave it there. And I just want to get rid of those circles, sometimes get rid of some of these lines. Put a little highlight here on my nose. Just kind of work it where I feel like it needs to go. Sometimes up here as almost like a highlighter. That's it. Very quick and easy. I'll list the brushes that I use too. This one I like to use for my concealer. And I like to kind of push my concealer in. So I'm like doing a lot of tapping as I go. All right, so that's done. Now I'm on to, and my concealer is also Thrive Cosmetics, so I will give you links to those as well. And these are my eyeshadows. They're creams, they're from MAC, and I absolutely love them. They stay on all day. They don't crease whatsoever. And they're just kind of light colors that just give me a little bit of dimension. I don't like a whole lot on my eyes, but these are, I have one that's got a little bit of shimmer and one that is just a cream, like a flat color. So there you can see both colors. And I also apply those with a brush, but all of these you can apply with your fingertips. So I always do the matte first, and I do it all over my eye. Like this. I also apply my mascara last. And I know some people like to apply the mascara first because if it gets all over the place, it's easier to clean up. But I found for me, I end up making a huge mess because I don't want to wait for it to dry. And I'm better off putting the mascara on second, not first. So the mascara is the last thing I do. And then I just take the shiny one and I apply it right here because I have very hooded eyes. Like you can't see almost all of my eyelid. So I just put it right here so that you can see a little, and then sometimes I'll dab it right there in the center, just to give a little pop to my eye. Like I said, I don't go crazy with the colors. Some people I think look really amazing with lots of color here, but I always feel like I look like I got punched in the eye. So I don't put that much on. So that's my eyeshadow routine. One thing I can't live without is this, let's look at what it's called. This is a instant brow fix from Thrive. And it's just a little brush that's kind of the color of my hair. So it will just liven up it really pops my eyes when I just brush upwards and outwards, the direction that my brows go. And you can see the difference. I just have a little bit more definition on this eye. It just pops it, whereas this one kind of disappears. And it's very subtle. I don't like a really heavy brow, but I want to see my brows. You know what I mean? So there, that just frames my face. So if I'm doing a Snapchat filter, it knows that I'm there. And then I use this lip liner from MAC. This one is called Soar. And you know what? It's a really nice neutral color. It's kind of a lip color because I don't really want you to see that I'm lining my lips. I really want you to not see that I'm lining. I just want it to look like my lips. And if I'm wearing red or pink or even a neutral color like this, I just have one stick. I don't have to have 10 lip pencils. It's just the one that works for everything. There, just line the lips, keep the lipstick from going outside the lines. I've been using this Revlon Super Lustrous, the gloss. Really lovely. And then I saw this ad for this one from Chanel, and oh, I'm very addicted to this one as well. Both are great. This one is like a really heavy pigmented stain that you put on. It actually stains your lips, and you let it sit in for a minute or two, and then you put this oozy gloss over top, and Ooh, so good. This one goes on all at once. Of course, this one you can get at a drugstore. This one is the pricey end, Chanel, but both are really great options. And of course, we know I like pink, so there it is, pink. I'll use this one today. I went outside the line. So here's what I do. This is a trick I read, I think in Glamour magazine back in the 80s. I just clean up the edges a little. And if you notice, I did not put lipstick on the corners. Make sure it's evenly distributed, and then I just put my finger in my mouth and kind of give it a little kiss, and that takes off any extra lipstick. And I never have lipstick on my teeth because that trick works every single time. Now we are on to my mascara. Hopefully I won't get it all over me. And this one, okay, let's talk about this mascara for a minute. This is also from Thrive, and this is their liquid lash extensions. And what makes this so unique is I had a lot of mascaras that I was allergic to. They all make my eyes burn. I really didn't feel like any mascaras were working for me. And I got a sample of this, and it was a game changer. This, it actually has tubular technology. So when it goes on and it dries, they actually create little tubes that go around your eyelashes. And when you take it off, it's not going to crumble or crust or end up under your eyes. But when you take it off, you just use some warm water. You put it on your eyes for just a minute, or if you're standing in the shower or with a warm washcloth. And then when you wipe your eyes, they all these little tubes come off. And there's no rubbing all this black. You don't have to use, in fact, those makeup remover wipes don't even work with this. You just need warm water and they come off amazingly well. And if you happen to fall asleep with this stuff on, it does not end up all over your pillow, because sometimes I'll take a little nap and forget and I would have mascara all over my pillow, but not with this stuff. So I just start at the bottom and work my way out. I usually do 2 coats. And I just do the top of my lashes anymore. What do? Do you do top, bottom? Some people curl their eyelashes. I love the thought of an eyelash curler, but I cannot stand to use one. The feeling to me is so awful. So I've bought probably 5 of them in the last 20 years, and every time I buy one, I end up giving it to my daughter. So they are just not for me. I'd love to hear your makeup routine. Do you like to keep things simple? Do you like to spend a lot of time on your makeup? And what is your favorite product? Like if you had to go out of the house with just one thing on, for me, it would be either mascara or lipstick. Those are my 2, like, I have to have those. And what do you think? Should I do more on makeup? Should I do more on skincare? What else do you want to hear from me? Put that in the comments, because I love just showing you what works for me and my favorite routines. Okay. Guess what? Everything is back in my bag, including my brushes, and I can throw it in the drawer until tomorrow. Glasses back on, clip out, ready to go about my day. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. This mirror is in reverse, so I don't know which way it's going. I'll see you in the next video.